And Gil, I don't think any man has the ability to F anything up. You have the ability to throttle down, you have the ability to slow up, but I believe in this, Gil. What God got for you, no man, no woman, no company, no corporation, and not you or none of your little buddies can take it away.
Kwame Brown reacts to Gilbert Arenas saying that he's blackballed. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
This is on D Thorn Digital. And of course, this is my former teammate who can't stop talking about me.
I said to Kwame Brown back then, you would never go viral again. You would trend. You're going to trend because you attack trending topics. So something that's trending, because you're jumping on it, of course you're going to.
Yeah, for Kwame Brown to react to content, that's completely different than him attacking the individual. So sometimes you got to really go back and watch some of this content again. Now, if Kwame got an issue with someone like a Stephen A. Smith, like a Matt Barnes, like certain individuals, you know, the people that he got a real issue with, that's completely different. But by him being a content creator, reacting to content, it doesn't mean he's attacking the individual. He's just reacting just like how everybody else is. Same way I'm reacting to this video, same way how Gil, he's going to react to content. It doesn't mean he's attacking. So Gil, he was throwing some shots there, really putting out that attack word when it comes to Kwame Brown and content.
Right off the rip with the narratives. Someone taught this boy that around my name, just keep utilizing these buzzwords of the master, the slave master, the left, the people who just make up these words so they don't have to deal with the conversation. So now, because if a topic is trending and Kwame Brown talks about it, I'm attacking the topic. I'm not just speaking on the topic. I'm not covering the topic. I'm not going over the topic. I'm attacking it. I'm attacking. These are the words he used. You gotta, words mean something, and watch and listen to the words that this gentleman used the entire time. I want y'all to make sure you pay close attention to the words that he used.
You would never go viral again. You would trend. You're going to trend because you attack trending topics. So something that's trending, because you're jumping on it, of course you're going to trend, but you would never go viral again. And you can never get a really big job. You can never really get a big opportunity because everybody you pissed off, everybody you attacked is in positions.
I get what Gil is trying to say. If you got an issue, let's use Stephen A. Smith as an example. Someone that has a lot of power within media, ESPN, Disney. Let's just say, for example, Kwame Brown wanted to pitch a show to ESPN. Not saying that this is true. Got to use that as a bold example. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith could, probably put in a word and be like, you know what? Me and Kwame, we got an issue. I don't think this is a good idea. I really don't want to be on the same platform as a Kwame Brown. So that could be true, but at the end of the day, I don't think Kwame Brown would care about working with ESPN. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know how he is with the establishment and just the mainstream media and things you got to do to really be a part of that system. So
now I won't be able to get a job. I won't be able to do this because I attacked people who are in position. I attack people that's in position. Giving my opinion that on things that are on the internet, when Kwame Brown says anything about it, it's an attack. And he's out here with his dog whistle saying Kwame would never get a mainstream job. Kwame would never get this. Kwame would never get that. Well, I'm flattered, Gil, because when I was sitting on my tractor, that wasn't even in the cards. So I never even thought about a mainstream job, Gil. I never told you I wanted a mainstream job, Gil. The mainstream jobs come looking for me, Gil. I don't go looking for them. So this lie that you're telling is kind of telling that you're afraid of me, Gil. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it's just amazing. And hearing you on your shows trying to be me, I can't tell if you're a LA cat now or you are a country boy, because you change up depending on what show you're on.
Now, as far as, people reaching out to Kwame, about opportunities, that could be true only because when you got a lot of motion like Kwame's had, especially when he was at the heights, early on. Y'all remember that run, 2021, where he was all over the place. Yeah, I can see a lot of people within corporate media executives, maybe they reach out. So when you got motion, when you got a lot of attention going on, people are going to seek you out. It's not like the other way around, unless that's what your intentions are, was to reach out to these mainstream corporations. But again, Kwame Brown had a lot of motion going on when he was viral and all that good stuff years ago. So I can see executives reaching out to Kwame Brown.
You could never get a really big job. You can never really get a big opportunity because everybody you pissed off, everybody you attacked is in positions that you want to get in. Kwame tried to sell a show. He tried to sell his Kwame Brown life, and he's in a meeting in Atlanta with another NBA player, and the guy told him, "Hey, how is your relationship with Gilbert?" He said, "Because I'm in a deal with him, and if you guys are beefing, I can't touch you. I gotta ask him if it's okay." That actually happened to him in real time.
Gilbert Arenas talks about Kwame Brown. Again, I understand what Gil is saying, the grand scheme of things. Like, you got to beef with me, then you reach out to someone that I know or know of for, certain type of business. Maybe they may curve you. Maybe they be like, you know what? He got an issue with you. You know what? I ain't going to do business with him. So I get that part of what Gil is saying. But again, he's going to dress it up a certain way just to make Kwame Brown look like the bad guy.
All this boy do is lie, man. Like, Gil, first of all, he'll mix in truth with lies. First of all, I don't even know how to sell a show. That is not my field of expertise. I wouldn't even know how much to ask for. I would have hired an attorney to do that. We haven't even gotten to that stage. I was just going to listen to them. They wanted me to work with them. So I was just going to listen. Had we got to a different stage, I would have had an entertainment attorney come and do the terms, Gil. I'm not gonna go and try to act like you try to act like you're some genius and you just do everything on your own. I'm gonna let an attorney handle that, buddy. But yeah, I'm not gonna handle my own situation like that. But he's talking about a situation to where he wants to work with me so bad that I told him, they was like, would you work with him if he apologized? I said, no, it got to be a serious apology. It got to be a real situation. And I already touched on this, but I don't even want to go backwards to this stupidity. But at the end of the day, just move on. Move on, bro.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of that situation, if a show is going to be pitched or not. But what Kwame is saying, if you get to the point where numbers are being talked about, you definitely want to hire an entertainment lawyer. Even though, let's say, Gil and Kwame were cool on good terms, you still want to make sure you get the right legal representation to look over paperwork. So Kwame, he's not in the business of knowing contracts, how to pitch a show. So of course he would hire some legal people to take care of all that. So again, I don't know the ins and outs of that possible opportunity. But again, if you got an issue with someone, it's definitely going to be tough to, do the workaround and try to work on a situation. But either way, man, this whole Gil and Kwame thing, it's unfortunate. They got issues, they got beef, however you want to dress it up. Maybe they can work it out in the near future, but just based off the way that Gil throw random shots and Kwame gonna respond to those shots, I don't see this ending anytime soon. Being blackballed, check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Me listening to that, when you're talking about 10 hours of airwaves on ESPN, got his own personal, he's going to be on radio, he's going to be doing politics. In a sense, if he was really a guy who wanted to deal up, he has a lot of airspace to do it because he has so many platforms to do it on. So if you're on the wrong side of him, that he could run narratives that go against you at this point in time.
Let a dummy talk long enough and they'll tell on themselves. So you say they'll run narratives, huh, Gil? Like I don't like my children. Like somehow, I'm angry with you and you're just this saint. And like my YouTube page is just not doing well. And it's not like you guys are not playing with it behind the scenes. These narratives that you guys keep running, like I'm doing and all this stuff that you guys keep talking about. You talk about those narratives, Gil? Whatever do you mean? Because I've heard a lot of narratives. They only knew me as a bust. Now they think I'm on cocaine. They think I don't like my children. They think I'm a deadbeat father. They think a lot of things about me. I'd rather go back to just being a bust. So could it be those narratives that you're running?
Again, good point by Kwame. Narratives do get ran on people depending on how they want these things to be talked about. So if they don't want Kwame Brown in certain rooms or people in certain rooms in general, let's just talk about the overall landscape. Yeah, of course, talks are going to be behind the scenes. Your name could be dirty. Anything could happen if they want to get leverage on you. So by Gil saying that, again, I understand what he's saying overall, but narratives are placed on certain individuals where we don't want you in these rooms. We may try to quote unquote blackball you, and then your name's going to be talked about in a negative way. So it was good by Kwame Brown kind of pointing that out. Like, okay, so what type of narratives are going to be talked about? People are saying negative things about Kwame Brown. So even before he steps in these rooms, he's already being talked about in a negative way. So again, that's all a part of mainstream media and the stuff going on behind the scenes, allegedly.
Because the truth is stranger than fiction. And Gil, I don't think any man has the ability to F anything up. You have the ability to throttle down. You have the ability to slow up. But I believe in this, Gil. What I got for you, no man, no woman, no company, no corporation, and not you or none of your little buddies can take it away. It just means that I have a different purpose, and it will be repurposed, and I'll be doing the same thing, Gil. I'm just as popular as when I was the #1 draft pick as I am on YouTube. So all the diminishing things you guys said, buzz, all this stuff, it still don't work. And then the popularity came back. Here comes you and all of the Stephen A. Smith bandits. And you guys got really disrespectful again, distracting these young generations, because that's what you guys do. But it's still not going to work. This playful, stupid old guy like you, this day and age is over. This clickbait, make up anything that's outlandish about Kobe just to shock the algorithm, that only worked with the younger generation of sports watchers and listeners. The old school cats, they don't mess with you. They mess with me. And that's just the way it is. You got to get over that.
Essentially, Kwame is saying, like, yeah, I don't believe in you can just totally get rid of someone as far as them being put out there content-wise, business-wise. There's always a workaround, even though it may be tough, it may be difficult to get your message out there. You can still get your message out there as long as there's a YouTube, as long as there's other type of platforms, you're still going to be heard. And Kwame Brown pretty much said, like, I'm just as famous as I was in the league than I am now. So again, even though he may have limited access at times, people may be saying things allegedly about him, his message is still getting out there. Again, it may not be on the level to where it's on an ESPN, it's a Stephen A. Smith, or even Gil on a major independent level, but he's still putting his stuff out there, still putting out good content, and it's just a matter of time until Kwame Brown gets to that next level. The same with LeBron, if he wanted to.
I guess me not to this point, because I don't have national TV behind me, but I do enough lives and I'm on enough. If I really wanted to fuck with you, I can really fuck with you, right? I mean,
you're already effing with me with the fake IG post, but Gil, how does that affect the country that is outside of your little game? See, this is why I'm not in the bad boys club, because they're little games that they play that will throttle down someone's money based on these little lies and things that people say. So the only thing they do is try to smear me in the public opinion, the public eye. And what do they try to smear me with? Money. What are some of the things that they do to make it look like I don't have money, which I openly say I'm broke. So I don't understand the whole purpose of just reiterating something that I've already said. So none of their tactics really work. So they give you the image of a house that looks like it's run down. But this house, they won't tell you the asset value of. I keep trying to explain it to you. Just care about looking good. I'm not a.
Again, what Gil is saying, he still got a little bit of power. He can make some moves. That's why I want no smoke with none of these other creators. Like, everybody can eat, Everybody can do their thing. Yeah, I may troll you. I may call Gil, a clutch sports plant, glazing LeBron, stuff that he would say, but again, I try to keep it surface level. I really got no issues with anybody. Don't really know anybody. Shout out to Gil and his platform, and shout out to Kwame and his platform. But again, people can say some things negatively about you behind the scenes, and we're seeing it with Kwame Brown. Not saying that he's completely right with everything, because I don't know the ins and outs of Kwame and Gil, but either way, man, shout out to both of them. Hopefully they can at least be on the same page one day. Like, I ain't gonna say nothing about you, you don't say nothing about me. They may not be friends, but at least be cordial on social media. Maybe it can get to that point, or maybe it'll never get to that point. But either way, it's just unfortunate with the back and forth that's happening with Kwame and Gil.
The only thing I care about is that value, and that it's a red dough, and that asset is that I own it outright. Now, if you're going to call me broke, then you got to at least say, well, he does have that asset right there that he owns outright. And no matter how it look, we can look, nothing win.
Yeah, just to give y'all a quick overview, he was reviewing the footage when Stephen A was on his show recently, and he's basically saying by Stephen A. Smith being on the air 10 hours a day, the power that he has with mainstream media, if he wanted to F over people, he really could. And I was saying the same thing as LeBron. LeBron is way more powerful than Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith just has a microphone constantly, but if LeBron wanted a microphone, if he wanted to do some things behind the scenes, he could do that as well. The reason I bring that up is because Stephen A. Smith says people don't have a clue the stuff that LeBron was doing behind the scenes, allegedly, I guess to make Stephen A. Smith look a certain way back when he was calling out LeBron and they made it seem like he was dissing Bronny. Same with Gil. If Gil wants to, he can make it rough on people. He seems cool and easygoing. I know the whole Kwame thing, making him have a bad rap. I've said some stuff previously, but at the end of the
allow me to come on camera as I say this. We got to say this for the people who think they make it rough on people who are unplugged from the system. I don't feel nothing. You ain't making nothing rough on me. I don't feel nothing. If you raise the price of cement any higher, you raise the price of gas, that's when you're gonna make me cry. But you talking about me to some strangers on YouTube for them to snickle and kickle and think I do think whatever the hell they think. They used to think I was a bust. I don't give a Jiminy Cricket what a think. When tax time roll around, I got to pay almost $17,000 for property tax on my house. If somebody ain't helping me pay that, I don't give a damn what you think. I think it's stupid to think about what you thinking when I got $17,000 I got to account for when tax time roll around for that house. I'm focusing on that. I ain't focusing on what you thinking, nigga. What you thinking don't make me shh. And I thought that's what made us men. But I guess the new age man get caught up and snickering and kickering and what a think and what a don't think and crashing out trying to prove to it they this and that they tough, while I'm just gonna smoke me one and laugh at you because I got $17,000 I gotta go get for property tax, and that's on one property. So I don't give a what you think.
Yeah, essentially, Kwame Brown don't really care what Gil is saying. You can pretty much say allegedly stuff behind the scenes about him. He's going to keep putting out content. And again, I do believe Kwame Brown can get to another level as far as content creation. Just got to stay consistent. Hopefully everything is in good standing with his platforms. But I do believe Kwame, he's going to get to a whole new level, but it's just going to take time. Again, he doesn't associate with the go along, get along game that usually speed things up. But again, I understand what Gil is saying overall, that if you have an issue with someone, yeah, they can make it rough on you. And maybe these major individuals have said some things allegedly about Kwame or other people. You just never know. But either way, Kwame, keep grinding, keep working. You're going to get to where you want to go in the very near future.